Hello.
Wassail, beautiful people.
Hello.
So Reem's in the cold.
Channel. Pardon?
I said you're in the cold and I'm in the heat.
Yes, I know. You're trying not to sweat and I'm trying not to freeze.
I really am. I'm great in cold weather. I don't notice cold weather. Mind you, saying that it's very cold where you are.
Yeah, it's freezing.
Yeah, -20.
Yeah, -20 last night, plus the wind chill. So it's about -25, -26. It's freezing. I think it was up to -40 one day. Yeah, don't come here. You say you want to come here, not in the winter.
Viking, I'm made for the ice and snow.
Icelandic.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to a little cold winter. I really want to do a cold Christmas because look, I don't care what anyone says. We sell Christmas on the idea of snow.
Yeah.
When it's Christmas here and it's 30 degrees, it's not Christmas.
No, you need
snow.
snow.
In heat.
A lot of people get those snow machines and they make their own snow if they don't have it.
They're doing that for the entire Winter Olympics in Beijing next week. They don't actually have snow. It gets very cold in Beijing, but all of the ski slopes are all artificial snow.
Wow.
Crazy. Whereas Canada, you could have just done it in Canada. They have snow. It could just be the Winter Olympics could just be in Canada every 4 years.
Yeah, they could do that. It's well suited. Well suited for the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, you've all got the clothing for it as well. I've seen pictures of Cindy on the ski slopes where you can't see Cindy. It could be anybody.
I know. I know. You get those big goggles and the parka. Yeah, I don't have goggles because I don't ski or snowboard.
Can you imagine that without them, how frozen your eyes would become?
Can't even. Oh, I mean, and the cold weather on your eyeballs, you would produce no tears.
The only thing I get in really, really cold weather is I get icicles form around my moustache. And you have to keep banging them off. And you have to break the hairs in your nose because I get sort of frozen droplets there as well. I do love a bit of the chill.
An ice mustache. That's hot.
So dreams, people.
Shared dreams, yeah.
Shared dreams. What do we mean by that? We don't know.
I was talking to Russell earlier. We're just preparing this reading spread, and what did you ask me? You asked me. We can talk about the shared dreams messages that we put that we got together collectively. Russell and I got the same message, and we both did the same reading the same day, and we didn't know that we were channeling the same thing. And I'm trying to remember what I channeled in that reading, and I can't recollect at all. I just know I received a shared dreams channeled message, woke up one day and wanted to record it, and now I can't remember it. And it's so fitting because a lot of people don't remember their dreams. So I'm taking that as just a sign that maybe I'm not meant to remember what I channeled.
On not remembering your dreams, though, I've always said to people, you have to ask spirit, ask your guides, ask deities that you might be linked to, please, I need to start remembering my dreams to learn from them. And they will do that. But I spent years not having dreams ever, not remembering any. And then I was like one day, I want dreams again. So I asked, I said, I want dreams, please. And I got them again. So when people say they can't remember dreams, that's because you're not asking to.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Because sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But the ones that I don't, I feel like are the most important ones that I probably should remember, because then it sticks in my mind where I'm like, what was that? It feels familiar, or an energy in my space, my conscious space seems familiar, and I want to remember what I dreamt about. And then I get deja vu and I'm like, this feels familiar, but it's not from me experiencing it consciously, it's from me experiencing it subconsciously. So yeah, I should ask more often, because sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, I don't always, but I also think sometimes we have dreams that we recall when there's something we need to deal with.
Yeah.
So this idea that we're going to start getting a kind of, look, I'm not saying all of these dreams aren't dreams that you may have, some of you may have already experienced, but there's a sense that the tuning, they're going to become less earth energy dreams and more a kind of air energy dreaming. They kind of will take a different pathway, a different tune, a different frequency. It's all exciting. I love a new dream.
Yeah. I love some of my dreams. Some of my dreams are really grotesque and weird and nightmare and just really, really odd. And sometimes I have really pleasant dreams. So do you want to get into the spread?
Yeah, well, I'm just showing you this card though, Six of Swords. That feels very much like collective dreaming. It just flips over.
Yeah, and they're all in the air, suspended, what you just said, air energy.
So yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a 6-card pyramid spread. So it begins with a card at the top, card number 1, which will be the dream theme. And then 2 cards underneath it, which will be what is the core purpose of the dream and what is the universal law principle behind the dream? What is it that we maybe don't observe? And then you have 3 cards under those. So the idea is that the dream is descending from the astral and coming down into the physical. So then you have, what does it herald? So herald as in, you know, what do angels herald? What do dreams herald? The trumpet sound, the new tune, the melody, the beauty. What's it trying to bring that's a new melodic frequency? Then we have what is changing. What is changing for us? And that might be, what are we letting go of? You know, that energy of what don't we need any longer? And then finally, what is it seeking to create to help us forward? It's so windy up here. I feel like I'm in the astral.
I feel like I'm frozen in time because it's so.
You want me to go through the chilled moment of calm? What have you got? It came out with determination.
I got a first card for our very first dream theme, and I have no idea what it is. Let me look at it. It's look at the eyeball, Kairos.
And it's 50, 60, 70, 50, 60, 76, 76. Card 76, so that's a 13. That's some kind of flowing energy. Kairos must have something to do with time or something.
Yeah. So it says mythic time.
Oh.
Yeah, mythic time. We have all had the experience of timelessness. Oh, I'm already getting the dream theme. It's about experiencing time differently in the dream world, because the dream dimension, just like you experience time so differently than here. So that's already coming through. So we have all had the experience of timelessness of life beyond the ticking of the clock. It may be felt as time standing still. And I said that. I feel like I'm frozen in time. Slow motion or losing.
Came out as you were saying that.
What
you
happened?
were talking, you were shuffling, and you said, I feel like I'm frozen in time, and then that card fell out.
Yeah, crazy. This is known as mythic time, and it is a territory of Kairos. This card suggests there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. Within this non-linear realm, we access divine timing. A single moment ripens with auspiciousness, and our actions change the trajectory of our whole life. Time becomes a living thing. It's all about patience and precision. No clock can guide you. Wait for the rush of inner knowing and not a moment longer. So when it's in the light, it's about alignment, ease in decision and actions. When it's dark, it's about fighting against time. Interesting.
It is also, it links into Saturn, because that's the Greek name for Saturn. It's the old planet of time, old father time. Oh. And Saturn is in Aquarius, which is about the collective, and we're dealing in collective dreams. And Saturn is at, let me just check, got it all written down, people. Saturn's at about 15 degrees, so halfway through Aquarius.
And Saturn is, so the Wheel of Fortune, is that the representation of Saturn, correct?
Yeah, it often is.
Yeah, because destiny and divine timing usually is that.
Yeah. And it's also, Saturn as a frequency is quite often talked about as restrictions, the things that stop us doing things. But Saturn has a hexagonal hurricane or tornado on the North Pole that's just a permanently, truly hexagonal shaped hurricane, which doesn't seem right because it should be round. And it's recently grown to twice its height, and it's changed from blue to gold. And so that shows you that the entire frequency of Saturn as a planet is transforming.
It's changing. And it's interesting because I feel like that's what's coming out here, because it's a blue eye.
And gold.
And it's gold. Yeah, blue and gold. So a dream theme that's coming out to me, and I've had this dream before. Some of you may have this dream, some of you may not, but it's a dream that I continuously get where I am rushing. If something happens, either I'm at an event, either I'm at a party, or there's people around me and someone is saying, okay, hurry up and get ready. And I'm looking in the closet and I'm looking for clothes, I'm looking for what to wear. I still have to get my makeup on. I still need to put my shoes on, and I can't find certain things, and then I'm late. So this dream theme is coming out for me about rushing or feeling like you're unprepared or feeling as if time is passing you by and not making it on time. But this theme is coming out and saying it's all in divine timing, and you are experiencing time differently, and it's transforming. Is a theme that I'm getting.
I want to add that there's a sense for the last 2 years where we've all slowed down, life changed its speed. You know, when the pandemic arrived, it was like brakes went on life and everything stopped. We all had to take our diaries and throw them away because we had no appointments suddenly. So time flowed completely differently. And I do sense at the moment, we're beginning to come, and that's really one of the most important themes, I think, of this collective dreaming. We've all been in our own time bubbles, and we've got to bring those time bubbles back together. We've got to work with each other again.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Hard. I've done it for so long.
Yeah. So I have this spread. Do you want to go through it?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
The card 2 is the core purpose.
2 of Wands.
2 of Wands.
The core purpose is the 2 of Wands. And you can see the 2 windows. One is red, one is blue. It's like, or it's also kind of gold.
Goldish from where I am.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's almost, we've left through one door and we've got to come back through a new one.
The core purpose is choice. It's like having to decide. It's like making a decision on time, or it's talking about purpose. Something about your decisions or your choices. Something about having a decision to make and making it on time is a theme. The theme and the core purpose that I'm seeing here.
I'm also getting an image of, in the dream, having one of those moments where you will face a choice. You You might not know you're facing it. But if you go one way, it will be like moving through really thick, slow kind of energy. And the other door is faster. And you might get the tunnel once until you choose the right speed.
Wow. That's really cool. And the universal law is the 10 of Wands.
We have to unburden.
Yeah.
If we carry all of our burdens, we can't walk through life. That's that slowness.
It's a slowness. Yeah. You're carrying, I feel like, because it's almost as if we are conditioned to carry on too much, to do so many things, to make so many decisions, to make a decision based on other people's expectations or what you are expected to do. And that is a burden. And you get burdened. And that's actually what slows you down. And so the universal law is saying that you have a power of choice to make, without feeling burdened, to make a choice. Make a choice for yourself.
It's almost like it's saying, when you're overburdened, time is slower. Because when we're bored, when we're not doing something, time feels slower. When we're engaged in something joyful and wonderful, it zips by.
Yeah, yeah. It's that saying that goes, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So that's the universal theme.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
Wake up and have some fun.
And then what does it herald? What's the new tune? Temperance. Then look at this again. See, actually with the door, this little pole here is that, and that golden flame is this door here. It's being alchemized. There's a new tune that is being created. It's a new frequency, new time, or like mythic time, right? It feels like a new time.
Well, I was just going to say, it's the blue to the gold of the Saturn tornado. Again, there's a sort of blueness behind it. She's holding up the gold.
Yeah.
You chose to wear gold.
I know, I did. I had to wear this today. Actually, it was like the only thing in my closet because I haven't done laundry.
I bought a new shirt. I was like, I need to do washing.
I was like, oh, what am I going to wear today? This is the only thing in my closet that's a sweater because it's freezing. Yeah, that's really beautiful. And it's
tempering.
Pardon?
Tempering. It's got
tempering,
that
yes.
time, changing the tempo.
Yes, changing the tempo. And I love how it kind of feels like this little pool of water in this portal. It's almost like feeding this energy. I actually see it moving upwards.
It has a heart shape. The frame of the card has a kind of a shape of a heart.
Oh, okay. Yes, you cut out a little bit, but I see what you mean. Yeah. Especially with her wings.
Yeah.
This energy. It's all, I don't know if you mentioned earlier, but did you say the rings of Saturn?
No, but that is true. They are there. I was going to say there looks like a large planet in the background.
Yeah.
Right behind her head. I feel like this is very Saturn.
Yeah, I agree.
And Saturn on the 11th of the 2nd a year ago was the energy that set up that 6-7 planet stellium in Aquarius.
That's right.
And we're back in that season.
I'm also just thinking about the conjunction Saturn and Jupiter, because that's what I'm getting here too. Where like two timelines connecting, or timelines are just kind of merging, two times coming in and like tempering and blending
and swapping.
And swapping, from one to the other.
It was the great mutation. It was the 200-year change of cycle.
A great mutation of time. That's interesting.
It is. On my new one, that's intriguing.
That's intriguing, yeah.
now that Rob keeps messing me around, he's like, you're always saying interesting. I'm like, right, well, we'll just find a new one. And when we get bored with that one, we'll find another one.
Someone said that in a comment to me. They're like, you're always saying that's so interesting. I said, I know, it's a filler word for me. I fill it. It's my favorite word when I have nothing to say.
No, it's also interesting.
It is.
I have that one and I have fascinating.
Yeah, fascinating, intriguing. Yeah.
Intriguing's a new one. We're going with intriguing. What are you going to intrigue me with now?
What is it changing? The Page of Swords. I feel like it, well, if this is air energy with the sword, air energy coming through, it's changing thought patterns. There's something about this, the time, the tempo of time that is changing, that's changing thought patterns, changing also information or how we receive information as well, like receiving downloads are also going to, I feel like they're coming faster or maybe even slower. There's something about the way, the time and the downloads, something about that, the tempo of the downloads.
Yeah, the tempo, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it's also, there's something rejuvenating. I think there's something youthful about the sort of trimming. It's not aggressive. It's not the Knight of Swords swinging everything around.
No, but that's the next one.
No, it's the energy. So what is it changing? So maybe that is what it's changing. It's changing us from a notion of an apathy to changing our mental thoughts to going faster with it. Maybe the tempo is increasing. We need to speed up. We need to get more joyful. How funny that they're both there.
I know, because this is what it is seeking to create, and it's like faster moving time. Because we've been in slow motion for a while now, for almost like 2 years, right?
2 years, really slow.
Yeah, yeah.
Be nice to speed up again.
Yeah.
But to speed up with less responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. And less burden. To speed up with less burden. It's almost like a feeling of weightlessness is something that I'm seeing here, right?
Yes. Well, partly because in the page card, the page is physical, alone, holding the sword. There's nothing fast about the energy. Suddenly, we're on a white horse and we're riding up.
Yeah.
And there is something in flight about it. It's demi-rampant, meaning it's standing on just 2 legs.
And it's a Pegasus too, right? With the wings.
Has it got wings? So there you go. It's healing. It's because Chiron today is directly in front of the wing of Pegasus. And it's about our healings.
Oh, so maybe healing is speeding up.
When I started the series that I'm working on at the moment, it kept coming up about dreams. And I was like, I can't do dreams. I'm doing that with Reem. You can't go there. But they're connected. Our dreams are what heal us because we see new perspectives. We see time differently in this world.
Yeah, we do.
And what we need to express to people is it doesn't mean that you will get a dream that has a winged horse in it. You don't have to see Pegasus. The dream for you can take a completely different form, but the theme will be about slowness of time, change of tempo to a quickness of time, slowness of healing, changing to a quickness of healing.
Yeah, yeah. I feel curious. Before we close this spread, can you pull a last card and see what you get in creation?
Yeah. Well, the Queen of Swords.
Oh, wow.
But she's a really interesting character in this card. She's walking across the snow to a new dawning. And there's something about her being kind of like crone energy, Kronos, being that energy of Saturn. And she's being led by spirit wisdom. But I also had the Three of Swords.
Oh, lots of air.
So masses of air, but also this is about a kind of a celebration of healing, because there's no sense of the heartache in this.
No, there isn't. And it's like they're, is that a mask? Kind of like they're holding a mask or something?
No, they're shields.
Oh, they're shields. Okay, I see. Oh, and then one of them has a butterfly on it.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It's so windy. It also feels like what you were saying earlier before we recorded about a collective healing. Collective healing is speeding up because there's 3 people dancing around.
Also, I always think of queens as being 13, and that's what your number began with. It was 67.
Yeah, 76.
And then I've got, this is a 3, but I'm being drawn to how it's almost like taking out all of those crossed energies that were giving the heart pain and removing them.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like the same thing here with the 10 of Wands, the unburdening.
Yes.
The unburdening. Yeah.
There's something about that that always reminds me slightly of a sort of stained glass feather. Something that is actually how much lighter one would be if we could let go of all the burdens.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, it does. It does look like that. That's a beautiful. That was a beautiful first dream theme.
Beautiful first dream theme.
Gorgeous. All right.
So I feel like I should do my. Since you did an oracle for the theme, I'll use this for the theme, and then I use the.
I'm gonna use the same one.
Use the Motherpeace cards for the other part of the dream, and then as you did last time, you can provide the ending to it.
You got it.
What's the theme of the dream for Reem? Dream theme. Oh, look. Thoth.
Oh, wow.
It's a vision quest.
A new vision quest.
Yeah. And that always intrigues me because until you get more on it, it tells you very little. Other than there's something ecstatic about it. There's something about this being a very joyful dream, almost one you're more likely to forget because it's so present. We have a tendency to wake from traumas. There's something about this one that's got a lot of, I want to say, dance energy, physical movement. There's something about this that feels faster than what we were talking about just now. It feels a sort of very flashing. You know when you're in a dream and you're in a house and then you turn around and then your mum's there and you're in your grandmother's house and then you turn around and you're outside in a shopping centre with some other person you know. One of those images of there being no fluid connection, like it's been rapidly edited.
Yes. Yes, I know. Yes, I've had those dreams before. Yeah.
So windy. I'm trying to hold them low down so they don't blow. I can't believe it's never been this windy.
The wind is totally messing with the connection there, but you're back.
Right, so I'm putting them in place and then I'll start picking them up. I just need 2 more. And there they are. Right, let me put those in my bag so that they don't blow away. Let me have a sip of water.
Good idea. Yeah, good idea. Cheers.
This is my ice cold.
Oh,
Refrigerated water. So, card 2. What is the core purpose of the dream? I've got Priestess of Cups, Queen of Cups.
Oh, I love the whirlpool there with the whale.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the whirlpool talks about the past with the whale in it. Deep emotional energies from the past. I want to say, because there's also cloud around the tower. So there's something about you can't, I feel like it's an energy of sort of, not Rapunzel in the tower, but the idea of when we say people are stuck in an ivory tower, a tower of our own thoughts, and there's a cloud across. It's almost like it's trying to say the core purpose of the dream is to say to you, you've got to start singing, because whales sing, the mermaid is playing a lyre. You've got to start to sing a new tune to clear your thoughts that you don't like to look at. Your very rigid philosophies are being challenged.
It's reminding me of what you talked about also with the dream theme, how it's very cut, like a lot of pieces are being cut, there is no connection. So it's almost like that confusion. It's almost like when you wake up and you say, what does that mean? Or how does that vision fit with that one? It's very disconnected. So it's almost like singing to make connections, or singing to create a bridge, or singing to make some kind of frequency connect the visions is something that I'm seeing here. And then kind of throwing them or tossing them in the whirlpool and like throwing them away because you found the purpose of them, or you identified what the connection was. And it's almost like it just needed that identification, and then it could be stripped away in order for that new tune to really start to be strung out.
It feels also as well, as you were saying about the fast editing, it's like those moments when it switches from one thing to the other. None of them are real because they're all you diverting yourself from what's really your power. So you're rushing every time you get close to something that's going to reveal in the dream. Your mind is moving you to the next thing because you don't want to see it. So somehow you're asking yourself, and it is emotional. What is the distraction you're hiding from? What emotion is it that you're scared to have a vision of?
Wow, yes.
What don't you want to see?
Because all the images that are coming through, that's you doing that to yourself. You're distracting yourself.
Yeah, you're leaping between threads because you can't bear, even in a dream, to look at something emotional. And so the next card that I've got is what is the universal law principle? So we began with the Priestess of Cups, and the universal law principle is the Priestess of Discs. So the principle is you can't bring about change to your physical world. You can't be the queen, the monarch, the priestess of your physical world if you can't deal with the emotions in the astral. If you can't face it, you're never going to get this kind of hand of Fatima serenity that's going on. Wait.
Oh no.
Luckily, I know which order they were in.
Okay, good.
So I want to say that the parrot in this card is kind of talking about, it's saying parrot fashion. It's like you've created a response that you rely on. in an emotional situation, you don't face it. You've got this parrot fashion answer that helps you to avoid the emotion. And you've got to open to the emotion. You've got to embrace the emotion.
There's even that opening with the hand coming out. You got to open the emotion. See that, yeah, with the circle of water, that's, you have to open the emotion.
It's your serpent, it's your water serpent in many ways.
Oh yes, the sea serpent, yes.
Yeah, there's something about this as well. It's like being, you know, there's something about this person just doing yoga and the child in the background being ignored. It's something that must be like a childhood wound emotionally that's been carried for so long that that's why you have a parrot fashion response, because you don't want to look at it. I don't mean you.
Yeah, that's okay.
In general, it's an energy of not wanting, because she's really contorting herself.
Yeah, looking away.
To avoid the issue. And the point is, the universal law is you can't avoid forever. It will keep coming up. The dream will persist until you face it and embrace it.
Yep.
So then, what's the next one? What is it? Heralding. Here I've got the magician.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I'll show you the image.
That's really intriguing. Oh, I love the leopard. Is that a leopard?
I know. It's a leopard sort of suit.
Gorgeous.
That's not attached to the arms, but is attached to the leg somehow, but not this leg.
Are those sphinxes up there? Two-headed sphinxes?
Yes. So what's it heralding? A kind of new riddle from the cosmos. Because Sphinx to me always, do you know what? I want to say these feel more Sumerian.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, rather.
Egyptian.
Yeah.
I've been to the Assyrian Gallery in the British Museum, and they stole some very large Sumerian winged human-headed lions.
Yeah.
There's something, well, they're horses as well. There's something about the energy of them that feels very early Sagittarius frequency. The idea of what is the difference between being civilized and what is the difference between being, sorry, I'm completely intrigued by this. I'm noticing more and more things. Being civilized or being bestial, being like, you can carry on living your life without civilizing yourself, but you've got to stop contorting everything. You've got to live in a reality. So one foot is touching the water. One foot is touching the stones. He has fire here, and here's the air. So it's all four elements. And it's, can you, almost because the costume doesn't fit, can you balance all the elements within you? So it's heralding a point at which you have to bring yourself into balance energetically in the astral and bring that down properly to the real world. But this isn't properly. This is avoidance. Both of those cards were avoiding. It's coming though. It's really interesting what's coming. So the next card is what is changing. The card we just had. What's changing? The heartache. The pain that was something that's been carried for so long that you won't even look at is changing. And it ends with, so what is it seeking to create? The Nine of Pentacles.
Oh, wow.
And there's an energy about this that's very playful. She's kind of rolling the dice on a game. And all around, these pentacles, they feel like the shields that you mentioned when this card came up before. So there's something that's so playful, so celebratory, And again, look, seated, but now seated comfortably in the real world, not contorted because you can't face something.
I also want to say something about, have you ever felt that you didn't fit in your reality, or like you didn't necessarily see? Because in The Magician, how that costume, it to me, it's like if something doesn't fit, like the costume I see almost like being ripped off, and it's a costume, right? It doesn't fit. And then because before it was, you're sitting really uncomfortably and you're wearing a costume that doesn't fit you, and then now the Nine of Pentacles is here saying that you will fit and you will sit comfortably, but you have to sit in the discomfort of the emotions and face them first before you get there.
Yes, it's being comfortable in your own skin.
Yes. Yeah.
Because, you know, there are a lot of, kind of energy clothings, energy desires that we wear throughout our life as we grow, and they transform and change. You know, I think about when I first did readings, quite often I would have my crystal ball, I would have my beads on, and I would be,
oh,
you know what? That's what was blowing away. It blew and it got stuck on a plastic chair, and I was only picking up from stopping it going all the way out and down several floors. So yes, you know, I would wear all these different things that I felt made me appear more like a tarot reader.
Yeah.
You know, and over the time of traveling, just the sheer weight of carrying everything, I've been getting rid of everything and stripping myself ever closer to my total truth.
Yeah, and that's how you can connect to all of the balance, is when you get more authentically yourself.
Yes, and you've got to find your own truth.
Yeah, go towards it. I'm gonna pull one for the creation.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful. I resonate with that a lot.
What I like about it is it's not knowing what these dreams would be.
Ace of Air. Look at the Pegasus again.
Pegasus again, it's a healing. It's definitely today's energy of Chiron being on the tip of the wing of Pegasus. It's time for a healing. You know, this next 3 months is a really important energy for us as people, all of us. So
in 2 dream themes, in creation placements, you have healing. Wow, that's really something.
You've had 2 Pegasus.
I'm gonna dress up as a Pegasus in all my readings now.
Yeah. You could have a white line around you.
Wow, that's really beautiful. That's gorgeous energy. Shall we move on to?
I think I'm going to be blown away.
I think so too. It's because you're talking about air.
Air. I am in the temple of air, clearly. I feel like I need to put this over here and put my iPad over it. Everything is trying to take off.
Okay. Shall we move into the 3rd dream theme?
Yeah. I'll have a little swing.
Okay, swing ahead. I'm so jealous. I can just swivel back and forth.
You know what's really strange? When I first came to Mexico and you're looking on Airbnb, all the houses, they would have the bedrooms and then they would have like a hammock swung across it. And you're like, what's with all the hammocks? I couldn't bear sleeping in a hammock. But it's because in certain seasons, it's so humid, you need to lie in a hammock to let the air move around you. It's that hot.
Oh, I just got the shivers. The temple. This dream theme is about your body.
Yes. What's the number across the top? 39.
39?
Is it XXXIX?
That's correct.
Yeah, 39.
So that's 11. Or sorry, 12.
12. Yeah, so sit still. Sit and be in a kind of temple of your body, because the body is about the physical world, and 12 is very much a physical world number.
Yeah.
13 is much more an intuitive number.
Yeah. And like you could see all the earth, like the plants here, the leaves on this side, on both sides of the card. It's interesting about this. It feels like a barrier. It feels like some kind of disconnection to earth that I'm feeling here. Because usually I would read this and I would say, oh, it's protection. But I'm seeing this as your temple is disconnected from the earth. So this dream theme is actually calling you to connect your body more to the earth elements. And again, it's for healing. It's for healing your body, healing your biome.
Absolutely. I'm just going to look something up, because I'm seeing an energy on your card, and it happens in a few days, I believe. So I'm just looking up on the ephemeris. I'm looking for, because you've got yellow and green.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like it's to do with a conjunction of Saturn and the Sun. The Sun's now in Aquarius. Saturn's at 15 degrees of Aquarius. So within the next few days, they should go into conjunction. So the Sun hits 15 degrees on the 4th, Friday the 4th. And it will be, where's Saturn? Yeah, 15 degrees. 1558, yeah, it'll be on the 4th, Friday. So I would imagine that dream, this body, the energy of the body will become more apparent from Friday.
And I love how you mentioned the sun, because the hands are coming together like this, like prayer hands, and you could see all the lines.
Yes.
It looks like sun rays, and you could see the orange in the background.
Yeah, so it to me, it had that energy of a sunburst moving in front of the green of the lower half. So that connection to nature. There's something about this being a dream, I want to say, about eating, possibly. What, not just, you know, the temple, what you put in your temple. Being aware in your dreams of kind of like, you know, essential oils, herbalism. There's something about that.
The Empress. Oh, that's the core purpose. So that's the core purpose. Let me get them all out. Oh, wow. Okay. So the core purpose is the Empress energy. That's the temple. And she's holding some sort of grain. So I want to say something about grain or wheat or ingestion, something about that. Yeah, go ahead. I know you.
I'm hearing oats.
Oats, okay. Oats. What about them?
How they're good for so many things. Look, you know, horses are amazing animals. We've had Pegasus a couple of times. And they live on oats, and yet they're powerful, incredible beings. And we would kind of mock the notion that oats could be so good for you. But I know they help with cholesterol. I know that you can bathe in oats and they soften skin. I'm just hearing oats. And she's got corn in her hand. There is something autumnal about her harvesting the energy of food.
Yeah. I'm also getting something about new growth of food, or how we produce food, and is something that I'm seeing here, like producing your own foods or make.
We'll do that more.
Yeah, which will take care, better care of your temple, is if you hold it, if you harness it, if you work with it with your bare hands, if you farm it yourself. Something that I'm seeing here, because she's holding it, and see with the prayer hands. There's also something about hands.
She's also about blockages being removed. So it's an uncomfortable frequency, but I am seeing that notion of people having sort of like constipation and they're not having enough fiber.
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting that too. Yeah, a release. A release. What is the universal law is really interesting. You have here temperance again, patience. So being gentle with your body and it's almost like restoring time in your body. I don't know why I'm getting time themes in my dreams, but it's almost like reversing age or reversing the cellular makeup, because sometimes, okay, when you are stressed and you are anxious, you actually add time onto yourself, like you speed up aging. This is about kind of like reversing time, slowing down. It's like slowing down your body, giving your body back time, and also understanding that it takes time to heal. This is something that I'm getting with this universe.
Definitely that. I was getting that as well. The sense that this is not a healing like that. This is about food that you put in your temple. This takes time. You have to have patience. And the universal law is that you must, it's the worst one. I've learned patience. It took me a very long time. And it is the most, it was the most frustrating one, because every time that card come out, I wanted to tear it up.
I'm also getting cures. Like we're always looking for fast cures.
Yeah.
We're always looking for a fad diet. What's going to work for me the quickest? What's going to heal my ailment or my disease by tomorrow? And Spirited and the universe is saying here, there's no quick fixes. That if you want to do things holistically, if you want to go down on this route, on this path, it is possible, but it takes time. There's no quick fixes. So it's about removing and releasing the notion of quick fads, like quick fixes.
Yes, I'm picking up on the energy of krill oil, only because I read a story the other day about how a lot of supplements are actually off, but particularly fish oils that people take, they've actually gone rancid, and you're putting them in your body. And it's because, I know, you have to be really careful of the sources of any supplements. And really, you should eat better food. You should prepare food that's got all the nutrients in it. But we don't know what's good about food. And also many people don't know how to cook good food for themselves. So you're having to learn that a lot of things are filled with bad stuff, but they catch a lot of the krill oil in Peru, and then it gets shipped all the way to China. China processes it and turns it into the tablets. Then it has to be shipped somewhere else to sell it, and it's gone off.
Wow, that's interesting. I feel like I'm getting deja vu. I feel like we talked about this before about supplements, because I actually used to take a lot of supplements, and then my guidance was stop taking supplements, just stop doing that. I had a thought and then it left me. I feel like this dream is going to be about ingestion, like you're going to either see yourself eating something, because that keeps coming to me. So if you're having a dream of you drinking something or eating something or seeing some kind of food in your environment, it's talking to you about your temple. Okay, so just maybe use that as an indicator of what
it's an energy that I read the other day about the rabbit in the moon. Because in many cultures, the overall layout of the moon has an image of a kind of rabbit, and I know. Oh, do you know what I was going to say? Not just that, but there's also, in the back of the temperance card, there's a star on the top of the column, and it's always like a healing is coming, but not yet. You have to work on the healing. So here in the moon image, bangs a mortar and pestle. And that could also be a theme in the dream of seeing herbalists, seeing cunning women, seeing old skills of witchcraft that were considered bad, but they were actually about working with the foods that we consume.
Okay, so the moon is here. I'm gonna get to that because I thought when you were talking about it, because in this card she's actually throwing down the stars, throwing down the healing.
But it comes at a different moment. It's Lunar New Year for Chinese horoscopes on Tuesday. And we've just said that the energy of this kind of comes on the 4th. It's all part of a new lunar year. It's always about going on a cleanse, cleaning the home, washing away all the old energies. Maybe this is about a dream to encourage you to cleanse yourself, your temple. I've got a broken connection. I'm waiting for you to come back. You've got stuck. There you are, you're back.
Oh, was it me or you?
It was both of us.
I think it was mine. Oh, okay, it says my internet is unstable. Okay, I'm back. Are we back?
I can see you.
I can't tell.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, you, okay, okay. All right. When you were talking and my internet connection was unstable, the only thing I heard was old energies. That's the only thing that I heard from you.
Okay.
And so the next one is what does it herald? What's the new tune? And you have here the 5 of water. It's a new emotional tune. Emotional eating, like changing the way that we eat or why we are eating, instead of looking for food as a filler, like to fill our emotional needs or wants. We're changing our perception. We're eating because it sustains us. We're eating because it gives us energy. It's to heal us. So I'm getting emotional eating here that's being released. This is actually what's changing, but it has to come up first. And I feel like it's going to be really unpleasant when it comes up for a lot of people. I emotionally eat sometimes.
I think that I'm seeing 2 energies. I'm seeing comfort eating.
Yes.
And food abstinence, of controlling what you want to eat. And it's time to stop both.
Yes.
You can't, if you see food as something to control, you'll get no nourishment from it.
Yeah, because then you are going to be controlling its nutrients too.
Yeah, you're not nourishing it. You're not giving love to the food. You're giving it that dramatic, oh, food.
Yeah, exactly. So
I love all the food I eat.
Me too. I love food. I love food. Oh, I'm hungry. Actually, I haven't eaten yet.
But it's all I ever do in videos. I go, I'm hungry now.
Yeah, I'm starving now.
Generally makes you hungry.
So what is it changing? The moon. I feel like it's what you were talking about, that herbalism, tapping into that energy. What is it changing? The moon? Could be, I'm also getting like something that we may not see, because we don't really see all the time what's going on inside our physical body, like in diseases or infections or viruses. Like our bodies fight off viruses every day. Like I'm fighting off a virus right now. I don't know what it is. So is Russell. Like, our bodies are meant to fight off things that come in contact with us every minute of every day. It's how our bodies were made. So I'm getting that we don't really know what is changing, because we may not know what is wrong or what needs to be changed. So it's almost like allowing this energy to just go where it is needed is what I'm seeing here with the moon.
That's what I'm getting. I'm getting that sense of being connected to the moon and having the energies of you transferred, being brought into a fullness so that you can actually release to make the healing. And she is, as you said, she's letting go. Kind of, maybe, but in Chinese astrology they talk about bad luck stars, maybe clinging to the unlucky stars that give us bad relationships with our foods and with our bodies.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they always do things in lucky and unlucky stars. You get close to certain ones.
Right.
Create different energies.
Right. This is really
and actually right now, today, the moon is in Scorpio, and it's over an energy of I think it's Lesat. Yeah, Lesat at 24 degrees. It's moved on from there, but it's actually, although it's in Sagittarius, it's the star, the fixed star that is the sting in the tail of Scorpio.
Wow. And now, as you said that, what is this dream seeking to create is the Queen of Water. It's a new emotional connection that we have with our temples, that we have with food, that we have with our body. It's emotionally connecting to our bodies.
It's so peaceful, that card.
Yeah. And also like love, because I always get a lot of self-love and loving energies from the Queen of Water. It's like loving your temple, loving your body, and nourishing your body and giving it what it needs and what it deserves. It's that gentle, tender, loving care.
I think also because she has no body, she's just the head. She's saying, think about it. Think about what you put through your mouth.
Yeah, it's like it's conscious eating.
Yes.
Yeah.
And kind of putting good emotions into food. I always talk about factory-made food has no nourishment in it because it's just, it might have all the right nutrients, it might have all of the vitamins, but it doesn't have love. It doesn't have the emotion. It doesn't have the gratitude to the natural world for giving you the raw ingredients to make beautiful food.
Wow. Yeah, that's so true. And look how grateful she is here too in her
I always
stand.
recommend bread. I never eat shop bought bread because
Yeah,
I want that to have my energy. Because when you're kneading bread, you can put love into the food and it tastes better.
your hands, right? We go back to the first message of your hands, right? Creating it with your hands. Yeah. Yeah. It's so interesting because like my mom, like growing up, my mom made like she always cooked with her hands. And I remember one day she was kneading the meat and she was like just with her bare hands, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, ew, like you're touching the meat? And she says, yes, because I'm putting in my energies onto it. And I never understood it until when I got older, and I said, okay, Mom.
You can do it.
Yeah.
I get it, but I just still don't want to poke my fingers in the dead flesh.
Do you feel that you want to create, you want to get another one for creation?
Yes. What was your final one, the moon?
No, it was the Queen of Water.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah,
It's okay.
I'm gonna go with the Odin and the 9 Realms.
Oh yes.
9 Realms. Just to see what we've got as an energy at the very end with that. It'll probably be Ædan with her inner bio. I'm just, oh no, look, I've got 2.
Oh, the giants.
Yeah, Jotunheimr is the energy of being pushed to a new extremity that you didn't know you were capable of, being led to a new height, a new summit that you couldn't deal with.
I'm getting willpower. I'm getting willpower from that. But I hurry. Oh, gorgeous.
Elfamir, which is dream world, it's elven ring. It's like the energy I'm getting is the, if you can purify your temple, you will connect better to your astral.
100%.
And your emotions, your Queen of Water.
Yeah, everything. I feel like it's everything. I feel like once the body, even your mental, like think about it, when you're emotionally stressed or when you're mentally stressed, you're anxious, you are just blocked off. Like there's no connection to your intuition or your heart or to the higher realms or to the light. Like, there's no connection. It's it's disconnected. So it's really talking about all the connections.
Gorgeous.
Wow. Okay, that's so cool. I love that one.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one.
All right, next.
I'll go with the shamanic. My oracle, just because I did Odin and the Nine Realms, but so what's the theme for the next dream? What's the theme for the next dream? What's the theme? It's gone really quiet.
Yeah, it has. Silent. A silent dream. A dream of
It's a blank dream. This is the one you can't remember.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this one.
Yeah.
Really not giving me any cards at all. I'm going to take off and blow through that window. There we go.
Oh wow.
Rhythm.
Sound. Immediately. It's
Rhythm.
sound.
Yeah. Frequency. Drumming. I want to say marshalling, which means to prepare sort of like an army. A dream army, maybe it's to do with. Maybe this is the dream that we will share, because some of these dreams, I think people will begin to tell someone a dream and someone will go, I've just had a dream. This one feels like a tattoo, a military tattoo. All the drummers coming together and playing the same rhythm. I feel like this is also, I'm always very aware of the fact that in the middle of this card, there's a disc. And then here is your truth, holding up your inner truth.
What's the number?
15.
Okay.
So 6.
As you were talking,
go on.
Dream, did you say dream warriors? Because that just came into my mind.
No, but I like that.
Yeah, that's what I don't know, because I'm like, did Russell say that or is that me? Because I was like, I kind of blanked out, but the internet was kind of wonky. And then I heard dream warriors. And that reminds me of when I was talking to you before, and I said a lot of people have been coming in my dreams, and it's not just me. Lately, I've been noticing that I'm not alone in my dreams.
Yeah, I think it's it does feel like a big theatrical chorus line.
Yeah.
So I'm just going down here. Oh, there.
Okay.
I'm just trying to protect it from the wind. I'm getting really. These cards usually jump, 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 and I'm getting
Radio silence.
closed energies. I'm not getting anything.
That's interesting. Oh, I feel like the way that even the drum card came out, it's almost like it's like silence to hear the drums.
Oh yeah.
Hear the frequency, silence to hear the vibration, silence to hear the sound. So it's like everything else is just kind of quiet.
Anything. I'm gonna do it a different way. Oh, that was really loud ringing in my ear. You just went silent and then it went, what about this noise? I'm gonna do it this way.
Okay. Oh wow.
So that's card 2. I'm just gonna split the deck and then. Oof.
Wow.
Split the deck.
I'm glad you're doing this one. Since it was very what is that? 9 of Swords?
8 of Swords in Emperor.
Wow, there's a warrior theme here, isn't there?
There really is.
It's kind of like battle and fighting. Something about fighting and battle. It's all, oh, you know the silence before the war?
Yes.
That's what that feels like.
Yeah.
And when the army comes, what do? They march they drum before they come to battle.
So we've got the dream theme we've talked about. What is the core purpose? I want to say collective joy. The reason I want to say that about this sunshine is every single zodiac sign is around the outside of this card. But there's particularly this energy of a kind of Gemini cherubs that to me always talk about an open polarity, but like accepting difference of opinion, because drum is about our own tune, as well as it being a collective tune. It's like all the different tunes can come together. There's no longer, because we've got a terrible amount of polarity at the moment. We've got this energy of I'm right, you're wrong. And really the energy we need to be looking at is we're all right. We're all... I
feel like as you were talking about that, I just keep feeling the need to say everyone is tuning in at the same time. Everyone's tuning in on the same channel. Everyone's tuned in. What is that?
It's a special seed. I found one the other day.
Oh, I thought it was like a number. It says 1.
From a tulip tree.
Oh, that's so gorgeous.
And it has, you can't really see, but maybe if I hold. It has this weird cellophane, but inside the cellophane are tiny threads of gold.
Yeah.
It's like a collective Yggdrasil tree.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I posted an image of it on Instagram the other day. I'd never seen it before, and I thought it was an oak tree. But the oak tree has the same feathering, but it just rises up above. And
I thought you were showing me like snake skin for a second.
No, it's the most incredible thing. It has 2 little tiny seeds in it. But you can't see them. Maybe you can see them that way.
No, oh yes, they're like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I see.
I'm just talking about the twin energies sharing the same space.
And it's just almost like everyone's tuning in, like everyone's kind of coming in.
Yeah, the diversity of opinion
is
being able to coexist again.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that is really beautiful. So what is the universal law? This is the Tesla Magic Code card for me.
Oh, wow.
It's the 369. It's the energy of source coming through. What is the universal law? Source, love, acceptance. It's a really powerful energy. And it's 3 of Pentacles. And it's Mars in Capricorn. And Mars is in Capricorn right now.
What's on the, are those fish? What is that? In water?
Yes, sort of, water, emotion being changed.
It's so sharp. Like the way that I see it's very, very like sharp and defined and formed emotions.
Yeah, because they're quite spiky.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's Mars in Capricorn. And that's where Mars is right now. And when Mars moves on the 3rd or the 4th of March into Aquarius, that's the point at which in March when Mars finally changes the military aggressive anger into a much more Eris kind of calm. It's like taking off. What's interesting about it is there's a thing called the Calends of March. And years ago, on the 1st of March, all the soldiers in ancient Rome were taken to a ceremony where they invoke the god energy of Mars to make them have the aggression to be a soldier. And then when the fighting season is over, they come back to Rome, and on the 1st of October, they have to go through a ceremony to let go of all the energy, because you can't have manic soldiers inside the frequency of the city. So this is about it being in the reverse energy. By the beginning of March, all that aggression that Mars has to fight will change, because he'll finally enter the energy of the Aquarius stellium tear, and the frequency will change.
And I feel like that's where people are in right now. They're tired of fighting, or they're tired of that aggression, because it's
tired of the polarity.
Tired of the polarities, yeah.
It just needs, things need to change. We need to come back together. So what does it herald? This is Jupiter in Gemini. And it's a card of like being blocked, but it's, what does it herald? It heralds the removal of the interference, because there's something about there being something very ordered about this. And again, two energies stopping this energy.
Yes.
Fusion. So there's something about it feeling like the removal of bad thoughts.
It's also like I just heard Gandalf, like you shall not pass. Like those energies can't pass now, right? Because we're in a new energy, we're in a new frequency, we're in the new drum, we're in the new set tune, right? And we're all collectively heading there. So those energies can't come.
Yeah, and this is again Gemini, the polarity. This is definitely about bringing polarities back together. Because so often at the moment they do opinion polls and everything's split 50-50.
Right.
I think that needs to shift. So then what is it changing? I think, again, this is Mars energy.
Yeah.
And there's something about it being, what's it changing? It's changing, it's like rebirthing the emperor. An emperor is really supposed to be benevolent. It's supposed to look after all its people. But so often it's about warring. But this card always comes to me as, because of the lamb down at the bottom, it comes to me as the pruner, the gardener, he who seeks to live symbiotically with another. So, you know, plants, you can have that notion of an oak tree is a wonderful, powerful tree. And an ivy is a beautiful plant that can grow up the tree, but it can kill the oak tree. So the idea of the emperor gardener is he prunes the ivy so that they can live symbiotically.
Could it be about changing controls? Because that thought came into my mind.
I think absolutely. I think it's about changing of the need to control. But it's also very much because of that seed. I think it's about us all returning to the collective Yggdrasil.
Yeah.
And then what is it seeking to create? I've got the Princess of Wands.
Beautiful.
And do you know what's really fascinating about it is she's flinging a tiger. She's the Princess of Manifestation. And on Tuesday, we move into Water Tiger year. It's like she's about to launch the energy of the Lunar New Year.
It's also like creating new inspirations, or creating from, remember how you said the disc is truth, holding your truth? It's like creating from your truths. Creating from your truths.
And actually these are discs.
Yeah.
So yes, I would think this is a dream about, it will take many different forms, but it's about coming together again as a people, as a community, as a society. rejoining.
I'm going to get one for creation. What is it seeking to create? Kind of silent too. Oh.
Yeah, it was a tricky one. It was a very important dream. I was determined.
Judgment.
Beautiful. Look at the transformation. Again, what's happening in that card is the collective is coming together as many birds to make one bird.
Yeah.
Hooray, we're coming back together.
It does feel like one collective truth. That's what it feels like. It's a one collective truth is what I feel here.
Coming together. It's returning to I want to say a new light, a new understanding.
Yeah.
That's what this drum is, something new rhythm.
Yeah.
But there is something about, as you said earlier, there's something about the silence. There's something about this dream drumming, but silence as well. Yeah.
Because judgment also is the call, right? It's the horn, the sound.
Yeah. It's the herald.
Yes, it is. It's the herald. You need the silence. It's also like kind of we've been sitting in silence. That's what I'm seeing, the darkness here, the void.
Also, there's that biblical thing of when they blow the trumpets to knock down the walls of Jericho. It's a kind of judgment call on, I mean, in Britain, the Queen has royal heralds who blow fanfares for her arrival and things. It's about heralding new energies. And
that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty powerful. That dream theme.
That was because of this. It's very much a very strong source energy. Because that's the episode. That's everything being in balance, everything being as it should.
Is this the fourth one?
Fifth. You started.
Okay, fifth. Okay.
So this is the fifth one.
Okay. Are we doing six?
I guess so. Otherwise, it makes a premiere too short.
Yeah, let's have people watch us longer.
Yeah, because I love the premieres because you get to talk with everybody.
Yeah, and I know for certain a lot of people are going to have messages as well come through for them when they see these, and people can go back and forth in the chat.
And some people will say, I've already started having that dream. Some will have.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use this one with the runic tarot.
Whee!
Okay.
I love a rune. I'll use the rune deck too at the end. I'm not getting it out or I'll blow away.
Oh, okay. The rune deck. Okay. All right. Let's get into the dream theme.
Need a bit more water.
Okay. Oh, the ocean.
Oh, what number is it? XXX 35.
35, which is 8.
8, change.
The ocean.
It's a lovely image. What's in the bottom of the ocean?
I don't know.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like a seed coming up. It feels a bit like it's
it does.
Sea serpent energy.
It looks like a little worm and a little seed in the center of it.
Sea serpent energy.
Yeah.
It was about a seed coming up very slowly, a heavy, heavy, heavy seed.
Why did we dream of? Okay, I'm trying to think of the dream theme. Ocean. Could it be something about our oceans, or is this more symbolic of?
Do you know what? Looking at it, I would say it's to do with like a toxicity within the ocean. There's something dark in the energy.
Right.
But it could also be bringing up a heavy akashic seed of something that's to be delivered new, or something to be planted.
Remember, okay, I remember that reading I did about rewriting the Akashics.
Yes.
Where I mentioned that somewhere. I forget what collective it was, but I'm getting, as soon as you said that, it popped into my head something about maybe a toxic Akashic record, or a toxic, something about toxicity in the Akashic.
I think we come down to clear toxicity in our Akashic records sometimes. I don't think it's about coming down and doing this.
I feel like some people are getting dreams of their records, or dreams. This is about records. Dreaming about your Akashic records, dreaming about your past life, dreaming of an alternate place. I'm also getting here like an alternate place, or an alternate reality, or something that once was but it isn't. It's interesting because I did Leo's reading, and it was about stuck in the present moment with your past. And it's almost like this is the present moment, and this is an energy that's stuck in the present moment, but it's working its way on clearing. It's a dead energy.
It's almost south node, north node. So the energy of lives you've come from and where you're meant to be heading, but it's almost like being stuck in the past life. You almost can't lift your foot up to step out of, and yet that's your gift that you're leaving behind. It's almost like you can't, you're not willing, it's too toxically delicious to let go of it.
Yeah, and I also am getting a message of like sometimes, because I feel like there's this whole notion of a need to remember your past life, or a need to discover your past life. Sometimes it's not meant to be known, is a message that I'm getting, which is interesting because I know a lot of people do past life regression for healing, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes a past life record should stay in the past. It's there for a reason, and it doesn't need to be come up. It doesn't. It's done. And it's almost like we're bringing it forward because we want to learn about it, but it doesn't want to come back. I'm also getting that energy. It feels kind of gunk, like it's really heavy.
I feel I'm picking up, as you say, that an energy which is, there's the difference between two types of past life recall that I don't think people ever talk about. One is your cosmic, spiritual past lives. But all your past lives that you've led, when you die and return to spirit, whatever you did is forgiven. You're forgiven anything you did. You'll return to the frequency of love. So when we come down to our new bodies, we come down as love. What happens is it gets distorted to wrap itself around the DNA stories. So that lower thing feels like it's a past life recall, but of something ancestral that's in your DNA. So I could, from my DNA, I could have been, some murderer, or some, someone burnt at the stake as a witch, but that wasn't me in my consciousness. It may have been, it may be lost, but it's being picked up from your DNA. It's being picked up as an ancestral songline. So maybe it's about distinguishing the difference in the dream world of what is a past life that's in your blood and what's a past life that's in your soul, that's your truth.
Wow. I really resonate with that. Wow. I got chills as you were talking about that, because not a lot of people talk about that forgiveness, number one, and the two are not very distinct.
No, I think people rarely, even in past life regressions, think about the difference between the two. I think every single life we live is forgiven, regardless of what we've done. You can't go back to spirit where you can manifest everything at will because there's no linear time if you're not returned to love. I've seen images in the kind of wherever some master sound healer frequency of me is in another dimension. And it's like soul groups meet and they sing out all of the traumas. And there's so much laughter from everyone at all the kind of shameful things we've done. They get a real giggle out of it. They just they find all the awful things we do so funny because they understand why they did it, because it was in DNA.
It's like you look at everybody in your soul group and you're just like, everyone fucked up. Like it's a like everyone fucked up, okay?
Yeah, it was a collective people. And then you laugh yourself free.
So good, just saying that. I feel so good.
Because what it helps to understand is that if you are going in for a healing and you pick up on some kind of awful energy, some trauma that you've been through, it's not you that went through it. That's already been forgiven. It's a part of a memory in the DNA. And by facing it with your consciousness in your DNA and healing it, you heal the DNA of your whole, dynastic line. All the people around you, you remove that energy. And that's why we have past life healings, is to heal the DNA of the physical body, I think.
That's very, very powerful. It's interesting because I feel like I've had this dream before as well, and I struggle to figure out if it was my ancestral, like if it was my Akashic blood or if it was an ancestor of mine, and it feels heavy. It feels like a burden. It really feels like a lot, and so the core purpose of this dream is to use the power of discernment to distinct between the two. That's the Two of Swords. To use the distinction between what is and what isn't.
There's a real energy of Gifu in that as well, because it's the X.
Oh, yes. And then you have here Tyr, Smelt, and Issa.
Oh, wow. That's interesting because Issa is always seen as being stuck. I think of Issa as being the energy of our consciousness coming down and hanging on to life, being alive, gripping the Issa, because Issa for me is the very first runic stroke. And it can't be to be stuck, it's got to be alive. It's the first line we make from consciousness to the earth. It's a downward action.
And that's what this feels like here. It feels like it's coming down and kind of like overriding this energy almost. It feels like it's pushing it further and further away to the point where it is released.
It's like your consciousness is the top one and it's coming down to soothe and heal the DNA. I think that past life recalls, you knew in your pre-incarnation contract that you had the power to fix a distortion in a bloodline. And I think that's what we should empower ourselves with. So when we see a trauma, it's not that you did wrong. If you go through life and you're a victim and you think, that's an energy that has been in your bloodline for so long that you have to show the power to defeat it. That's what that first card's talking about. Empowering us with the energy to defeat something that's not us, but we've experienced it, but we've already been healed. We've got to heal in the physical world. Because we've already been up there with our soul tribe and we've laughed our asses off over it.
Yeah.
Come back down here and you forget. You've got to do it all again.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's very, very powerful.
It's very powerful.
This is, as you mentioned, like traumas.
Very physical traumas that just keep coming out of the Akashic Ocean over and over again, generation after generation, until you came and you went, I can fix this.
Yeah, yeah. And then universal law is the star.
Wow.
And I forget who this is.
It's four.
I think it is Thor.
It's Thor with Jormungandr.
Yeah.
It's the moment in Ragnarok.
Yeah, and he's holding, like, protecting the ship against the what is it?
Jormungandr. I'm assuming it's that. It could be another story, but it feels it's very interesting because it's a healing. It's like saying that the inevitable destiny that we have is our healing always. Well,
yeah, interesting because this is taking place in an ocean.
Yes.
In the water.
Yeah, and the Jormungandr is the sea serpent that wraps
itself
around.
Yeah.
The ocean.
It's almost like this toxic, this toxicity or this past, this trauma, it attacks. It's like it comes up, it attacks our consciousness, or it attacks our present moment. It takes.
That was a worm.
Yeah, it does look like a worm.
Hey, look how big the worm's got. Do you want to attack it when it's little, or do you want to let it get giant sized and make it harder on yourself?
Oh, it's like a parasite. It's like a parasite in your biome, or a parasite in
your blood, in your bloodline. It's in your DNA.
Your blood, yeah.
And it's interesting because he's holding an Aesir rune in many ways, an icy stick.
Wow.
It's very powerful. It's
he's
got one half of a heart about it.
Yeah, here. That's right.
Yeah. Like it's an incomplete story of love. So we come down as love consciousness, pure love, and anything that you go through, at the base of all energies, all cells, is love. It just gets distorted, but it starts as love.
What's this rune here?
You have to get in near. It looks like Lagu.
Yeah.
It looks like cosmic Lagu. Let me find.
Yes. It does look like Lagu.
Let me hold it up and see if it really is. Just take it from the Logir or Lagu. This one.
Yes. Yes, that's what it looks. Yeah.
That's cosmic ocean.
Yeah. The ocean. Wow.
In our deck, it's called Cosmic Ocean.
Wow. That's really, really amazing.
So that's like the Akashic Records.
Yeah.
He's wearing the Akashic Records around his neck. He came in with a talisman that it was always his destiny to fight this bad seed, this snake.
Yeah. Which is our destiny, right? Because we come here and this is our destiny. It's, as you mentioned, it's the inevitable destiny.
Yes, and then it could come in any form. I'm not saying you're going to battle some great demon or you're going to have dreams with great big snakes in. That's not true. The point is, you know, like we all have a personal trauma that has become part of our lives that we needed to experience because it's in our DNA. And we have to decide whether we want to be the victim of it or the healer of it. And
that's why the Two of Swords is here. You have to decide.
Choice.
Yeah. And then, so what does it herald? What's the new tune? You have here Page of Pentacles. It's like, what do you want to cultivate with this new energy? Actually, there's look at this. It's Dagaz and East combined.
Yeah, like a little butterfly.
Yeah.
Magical transformation.
Yeah, so it's like gripping onto the new, gripping onto a new day, gripping onto a new energy.
Oh, also, I often talk about Dagaz as being the point at which you take all of your past and pass it through the eye of the needle and it comes back up. And they've drawn it like that.
Yeah. And it feels like a new journey here that's beginning. I feel like that's the new tune. It's some kind of new journey once this energy has been defeated, once the toxicity, your inevitable destiny. This is inevitable. It's like that new path, that new journey. It's inevitable for you to walk.
I feel like the circle of it, because it's 3/4 black and 1/4 gold, it's referring to the beginning. Your 3/4 of your shadows are needed to make 1/4 of your gold. So to protect yourself, you need a lot of shadowy energy to mold the keys to your future. And that was Vogel that came through that told me that. She said the keys to your future are molded from the shadows of your past, but not necessarily your past, but ancestral past.
And it's interesting because look at the dynamic here.
Yes.
Right? Wow.
And a lot of Norse sagas are about like a family murders a family, and then for generations they keep murdering each other. So the saga stories are often about bloodlines.
Wow. Powerful. And then what is it changing? I love this actually. What is it changing? 5 of Swords. And you have Earth Grip rune right there.
Yeah, Earth Grip.
Yeah. The 5 of Swords. This is what's changing. It feels like, because there's a lot of chaos here in the background, it feels as if, I kind of feel like it's interesting with this 5 of Swords. I feel like I've succeeded in something, or I am burnishing some kind of energy from my past away, and I've succeeded and I'm moving forward. This is about changing my thoughts about the past or my energies. I don't know why I'm saying but because I feel like I'm there and I'm witnessing the burnishing. It's almost like I set this ablaze. I'm the one that caused this fire, and I've released it, and I've also purified it. There's some kind of purification that you can even see the orange around this worm. It's like purifying the worm, burning it away, burning the parasite away, to purify the water, to purify the
Æther, like spiritual fire.
Yes.
He knows he set that fire off. He's got his sword under his arm, and he's happy with that. He's dealt with it. He's moving on.
Yeah, and that's what
the 5 of Swords also often represents no one really wins the war. So you have to go through things.
Yeah.
You have to face things. There's no blame assigned. He doesn't have guilt. He knows that he had to do that to mold his keys to the future.
Right. And it's like everyone, because now I'm thinking of the traditional card, how like there's usually 2 people walking in the other direction. It's like everyone goes their separate ways. Yes. Everyone can go now because it's done.
Yeah. It's almost like releasing spirits.
Yes.
Trapped energies. Because sometimes I think of, they're not the full spirit, but they're spiritual echoes in the blood or in the DNA. And
that's why Earth Grip is here. Sorry, that's why Earth Grip is here, because they're gripping onto the blood. They're gripping because that's life, right? That's what connects you to Earth as a human being is blood. So that's why you're gripping onto it, and so by the fire, you're releasing them.
Also, Earth Grip means the grave that all molecules return to.
Oh wow!
What an energy of ancestral destiny. Because there's a story where Odin has to go and try and find out about the destiny of Jormungandr, Hel, and Fenrir, and he goes to a grave to call on this ancient being, and I think it's Angerborg, but I can't remember. She's a giantess, and she comes back out from the other side of death to tell him you can't do anything about it, mate.
Wow. That's really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
And then what is it seeking to create? This is actually really cool. There's 2 Dagaz runes here with East down the middle. It's the Knight of Pentacles, if I can hold it.
Yeah, I wonder whether that Dagaz has got os in it.
Os.
Yeah, you know, the one that's 2 strokes down like an F, that's God mouth. I'll find it and hold it up, and you can.
Oh yes, yeah, os like that. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it has a double zigzag, but sometimes I can't remember on this deck if it has just 2 lines coming down. No, it just has, look,
No, not like that.
It felt like it was the line up, and then this one coming down to be part of Dagaz, and then the lower one being the lower. I can't point at the right place.
Oh, maybe.
I'll show you what I mean. I think I can. So if you take that, now
Yeah.
can I do this? Hang on, I have to look this way. Yeah, so look, I think I can draw this. So if you take that line up and then come down and then come back up, you get something like the Dagaz with the os hidden in it. I just can't do
Oh, yeah. Wow.
that in reverse.
How did you see that? That's so crazy that you saw that.
It's because I do a lot of room binding.
Oh my God. I was like, how do you see that? Yeah, so what is it seeking to create? Knight of Pentacles, and there's double Dagaz and Os.
The os is Godmouth. It's the source of the river of flow and a new dawn. So it's really an energy of, I think, being free of the ancestral past, dealing with a step by step, slowly dealing with a pre-incarnation contract that was in your DNA that you inevitably felt pain over, but you came because you knew you could deal with it.
And you're taking, it has the same shield.
Sorry, I'll just look up.
It has the same shield.
But the shield's half now.
Kind of. Yeah, it has more
gold.
It has more gold, more light. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've created a more golden future from the shadows.
Oh, gorgeous.
That is gorgeous.
Okay, let's see what you have for creation.
Well, weirdly, Dagaz is on the bottom.
Oh, wow.
So what do we want to have for this ending with this new key? I feel like it might be the Valkyrie. Who can say? I just like guessing. Oh, I've just caught my beard in that. I've got my Viking plait on today.
Yeah, you do. I should have braided my ponytail.
Yeah, I want to do a ponytail at the back. A plait, have a double plait.
Next time. I don't have a beard though, but.
No, and apparently when I go to the dentist, I might have to have some of it trimmed.
No.
I think the moustache, you might have to remove it.
No, just tape it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, there we go. Asgard.
Oh, wow.
So it's like gaining access. Asgard is about doorways to me. It's about breaking down a drawbridge. It's about having access to something new, about the gods bringing down the drawbridge and inviting you in. And that was very much the Godmouth energy that was hidden behind the
Dagaz room. That's beautiful.
It's a very powerful energy, but it's about keys. It is about keys to the future.
Yeah. And it's you holding the keys. You have that key.
Yes, you've made it from the shadows of your ancestors' past that somehow made its way into your frequency. Because there are things that happen to us in life, and we just kind of think, why did that happen to me? That's not my energy.
Yeah.
In your bloodline. And you came to experience it because you're powerful enough to transform it.
Exactly. Are you going to get the theme from there?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. That really wanted to come out.
Yeah, and it's the original life. Ether.
Wow.
Ice giant. There's something about, I want to say, going back to early origins, and a sense of loneliness. I think this is about an energy of being ostracized, of being cut out of society, of not knowing your place, and a fear of slipping over, falling. I feel like I'm going to do the whole of this deck for this one.
I'm getting also like this is someone's waist, and this Isa is the spine. I don't know why I keep seeing that. And it's connected where he's standing is the roots, is the foundation, and then the spine.
But it feels frozen.
Yeah.
Because it is about ice, ultimately.
Yeah.
But it's an ice giant. So let's just have to turn my book over so I can keep. We're looking at what is the core purpose. What is the core purpose? Core purpose is to take flight.
Wow.
Is cosmic beingness. Just there's a really loud wind.
I know.
I feel like this is not just about gripping, because it is often about gripping. I feel like it's more like being gripped by fear, being chained up by fear.
Yep.
But there's a notion of kind of watching others.
Oh, kind of like observing, but also a comparison, like comparing yourself to others, and it makes you feel stuck.
Yes.
It's because you're comparing your life to other people. And that taking flight card, can you hold it up again? Because I saw a lot of heat from it. Yeah, I see the warmth of it from the sun and the orange. It's going to melt the ice so that you can be free from comparing yourself to others, so that you can be free from fear.
I feel like this is an energy of uploading, because there's an eye.
Oh yeah.
They always say in Norse mythology, never make a decision unless you've got a crow on your head. As in, don't make any decisions unless you're connected with spirit. But there's something about all these stones that you're taking off from. You've got to start on the earth, on this pile of earth. And it's like, because this is an energy of spirit holding down. This one, these energies are spirits opening up a space for something to melt or to change. And this one's about lifting up from the change. So let's see what we get for the universal law. Oh, we got two. I don't really want to.
Use the other one for the heralding.
You know, the thing is, this really is the most beautiful universal law. Has two cards. We're going to have
Let's see. Okay. Oh, they came out together.
I know.
Oh my God.
I've never had that before.
Returning light.
She gives Baldur back to the world after a trauma.
Oh my God.
So that's really beautiful. I really wouldn't have taken them together. I would have forced one to be the herald.
No, they definitely needed to be together.
Yeah, they really are. So what is it heralding? What are you heralding? Wind coming up.
I know.
Look
at those trees. They're moving, dancing.
What's it heralding? A journey home. For me, Bilarost is Hemfereld, the home journey. So it's heralding a journey back to the self.
You can even see the bird when we started off with in the core purpose. It's like also joining others.
There's two, and they're heading
Yeah.
looking up towards home. They're heading to kind of the gods, to the heavens. So they're going on a journey, a spiritual journey.
And and there's frost again, the ice.
Yes.
Again, that theme.
And then what's changing? Ur.
Oh.
Freedom.
There's the cobblestone again.
Yeah, freedom on earth, on the cobbles. So this is the second card in the deck of the Elder Thuthar. It begins with Fe, which is livestock you hem in. This is wild ox. This is the thing that you can't pin down, you can't hem in. This is wildness. This is to be free. Because there's an energy of Baldur coming back to the world. He couldn't be in the world, and hell protects him because all the other gods were pissed and drunk, and they were trying to kill him all the time because it was funny because they didn't think they could. And so when Hod was told to shoot the mistletoe arrow that killed him, it was a real sadness for the whole of the gods because they'd wasted something beautiful on humor and mockery and shaming.
Wow.
And so there's something about Baldur coming back from hell free because there's no more of that energy around. That which you fear. This was what this was right at the beginning, I think we said.
Yeah, that's what we said, yeah.
This is really interesting. A card has come out that I kind of caught, it didn't fall properly. And ordinarily I would go, I'm not going to take that. I want to take it because it's really wonderful. It's Niflheimr, which is the fog. And the fog is where the ice is. Niflheimr is the realm of the ice. And it's from within this realm that fire light goes in to create new life. So there's something new, but you don't need to know it. It links into that, the fog of Neptune that around the 12th of April. I just think it's a really interesting dream. You can return from the darkness of your fears to the heavenly moments, but what that will bring you is still a mystery.
I love that. I love mystery.
Yeah, we can't know everything.
Ooh, I got two. The King of Wands and the Seven. Look at the Seven of Wands first.
Oh yeah, that's You Shall Not Pass.
Yeah, and the power of the storms. And then you have the King of Wands with all the fire, all that light.
That's the fire that needs to.
That's the fire. Yeah. And I love that it's surrounding you. It's surrounding your vessel. This is your light that you are heralding, that you are creating, that you are allowing it to be free. Oh, because if you let your light go, it would be like this.
Yes.
Untamable. Or it'll be untamable.
Yes. And also her at the base of the Yggdrasil tree, the shadowy world is where all the nutrients are to create
to create that. And I feel like that's what this is. This feels like the shadowy world.
Pulling down the energy or connecting from the shadows and pushing the energy upwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we might look at that as being, it's very much this. As we said earlier, it was something.
Yes, uploading.
An upload. Pushing your energy into the heavens. Oh, and that's where they were flying.
Oh, yes. Gorgeous. Oh, interesting. I kind of held it like that and see my light from my candle.
Yeah, your candle.
Reminds me of the Bifrost. Yeah. Wow, that is really, really cool.
They're lovely dreams, Colette.
I like this. I think we should do this more often. I feel like dream themes more often.
I think there's a lot to do with that. It's like when we had, both of us got into that thing about cleaning the astral.
Yes, I think this is very helpful for people when they try to clean their astral, because it happens in the dream state, in the dream dimensions of where you are subconsciously. So understanding these dreams will help facilitate that cleanse.
It cleans up the astral realm and it allows you to connect yourself more cleanly, more purely into the real world, where your body's dealing with those bloodlines that came up in your last one.
Yeah. Wow.
Beautiful stuff.
Really, I really enjoyed that.
Me too.
You know what? I had so much fun that time went by so fast. That was the first dream.
Yes, it was. I mean, I don't know how long. I've got no idea how long we've been doing it.
I think it's 3 o'clock. We started at 12:30, almost 1 o'clock. It was only 2 hours.
Wow.
About just maybe over 2 hours, I think.
That's long enough. I've got a lot of people that watch me and they get annoyed when I do long ones.
Well, I mean, when they watch it on the playback, it'll be timestamped, so it's okay.
Yeah. Well, or not. They could just watch the whole thing. I'm sorry. They need to see all 6 dreams. It's not pick a dream. It's really
Oh yeah, that's true.
And just see which ones come to you.
Yeah, that's true. This was really fun. I loved it.
I loved it. I can't wait to actually do one in your room with you. I know that's not yet, but
I know.
that's going to be exciting. I want to just pop up from behind the desk. I had a misconnection then.
Oh, there you go. You're back. I just heard you doing one here with me. And
yeah, and then I said I wanted to just pop up from behind the desk.
Yeah. Oh,
that would be fun.
I can't wait.
Me too.
Soon. And then you get to enjoy this weather if you want to come here in the winter.
Yeah, I do want the winter. I want Christmas in the snow. Because, you know, it's lovely here. I'm really enjoying everything. But I can't get the foods here to make my Christmas biscuits.
Yeah. Oh, you will definitely have a snowy Christmas here.
Yeah,
you will. Yeah, you'll be like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah, I want to go ice skating in lakes.
Yeah.
But dude, I love a bit of ice skating.
I sometimes like it. I'm not that great at it.
I can go forwards quickly. I can't do fancy things.
I have a hard time like stabilizing on ice.
Oh, you know, I love it. I haven't done it for about 3 decades, but I still have a go. I feel like it's like riding a bike. You never forget. You just probably discover that your bones crack easier when you're older. You fall over.
When I was younger, I did the Montreal Canal with my dad when it was frozen. I skated there. It was really nice. It was fun because there were so many people and everyone's just going on that same path, just ice skating.
And there's those wonderful noises that people make where they record those really weird sounds that fall from skating.
Yeah, I do like the sound of skates on ice. I really like that sound because it just like came into my memory as soon as you said that.
Yeah, there's something gorgeous about it.
Yeah. Well, this was
part of that dream we had about sound and drumming.
Yes, and usually like when you're ice skating, it's cold, it's frozen, it's silent.
Silent.
Yeah.
And then
yeah. Slicing.
Yes, but this is what I'm saying as well, though. You could have your drum dream and it could be about ice skating.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be about drumming, it's about rhythm.
Yeah.
Music in dreams.
This is my spread book.
Oh, nice.
So I have my sea serpent spread. Now I have the shared dreams spread. I have the Celtic cross spread. I have the mandala spread. And I'm going to do, I just started on the shadow spread. It's not done yet.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
It's nice.
More spreads to come.
Yeah, no, and spreads are fun. They really are, because they give an energy direction to cards that you might not otherwise see when you're just riffing with the energies of cards. And
yeah.
I find it can be a little bit more exhausting just reading raw energies sometimes. But I love doing that as well. Everything has to be done. It's to experience all the different things.
Yeah. I do find it exhausting. Sometimes like you'll just get into the flow of just doing a raw reading and it just works. I mean, I've been doing it for years now. So it sometimes the theme is really available to you and access it so seamlessly and the messages just flow. And then sometimes you look at it and you're just like, I'm not really sure.
I know. There are some where there's no energy in the cards. I've had that throughout January. And it was really interesting that I was getting a bit frustrated because it happens to me every new year. It's like when we shift numerically, so we went from a year that was a 5 to this year that's a 6, I literally can't pull the energies like a snow globe's been shaken.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will suddenly get, you'll keep playing with the cards and suddenly one day all the cards just sing and they show you the messages. But what I did this time was I went into doing the spreads and suddenly everyone was sending me all their spreads. And I was having to read cards without even seeing them. And that
but you did so good. And I think that week, what did you say? You were like, I don't know if I can channel or something, or as, I don't know, if you felt out of tune, but you were going, like you were so good.
It was really weird. It surprised even me.
You were so good. I have dinner with my girlfriends today.
Hooray!
I'm so excited.
I'm going to
I've just been like,
go on.
I've been out of hermit mode. So ever since I came out of my hermit, I have plans. And you know, I just saw my girlfriend last week and now I am seeing my group of friends today. And then next week I have plans with another girlfriend that I haven't seen in years. Like I think it's been 4 years I haven't seen her. And then I have other plans with a girlfriend after that. I haven't seen her in maybe 5 or 6 years. It's just like, it's like, it feels like a togetherness this year. It's because we're in the year of 6, like harmony and togetherness and friendship. It's love. Yeah. So I already kind of feel like the floodgates open, and sometimes I can be really bad at that, where like I want to communicate or I want to connect with people, but I'll tend to just be away. But like I love you, but I just want to be like away. But there's something about my energy where I'm just like, I need that right now. Like I need my sisters, I need my friends, I need to feel people, I need to touch them, I need to hug.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
I think we're on a 6, as you say, and it's meaning to feel different. You know, 2020 was about healing. Well, we had that massive moment when COVID arrived, and then 5 is about changes. You have to move forward with the change to flow, and now we're on the fluidity, we're on that balancing energy.
Yeah, it's nice. And 2021 was 5, right? Yeah, 5, which is 4, 5, 6. Yeah,
we're moving through.
Yeah, we are. We're done, and it feels like we're kind of cutting through, because I remember when you were talking about the Aquarian age, like just before we approached Aquarius age, you were talking about how it's slicing and dicing. And that's how I feel like we're going through the years and these energies. It's like we're really slicing through these energies because they're tough. There are tough energies that are coming out, and they're really dense and thick. So it feels like we are the knife. Like I feel like I'm the knife, and I'm just like cutting through these energies right now.
The sword, cutting, the energy of air. It's one of those things that's so odd. I always thought that 2020, before it arrived, would be about having clarity, 20/20 vision, seeing the truth in something. And actually, it was the most complicated year.
It really was.
We had to see, I mean, there's been lots of weird things in the UK that have been going on with politics, but it's been bringing up a reminder of the early times. And I remember when we went into our first lockdown in the UK before I left, you weren't even allowed to sit on a bench outside. You were only allowed to go outside to exercise and walk. So every bench had tape over it. And I went and sat in the park on the grass, and one of my dad's neighbours phoned the police because I'd been out there more than once.
Oh my God. Yeah, 2020 was really, really complicated. Really, really was. It's like we had to challenge our eyes to see. We really had to challenge ourselves. It was a tough year for everyone.
Yes, and then we had another tough year, and now it feels like we're about to go into a nicer energy. It feels.
I feel like we're all in the birth canal, and we're all just really excited to come back out again.
Yeah. Jupiter and Pisces. Jupiter and Pisces is such a wish card energy. It's the 9 of Cups energy, and Jupiter will be going into a conjunction with Neptune. They're both rulers in Pisces. So it's really wonderful, powerful, revealing frequencies. It's going to be good.
Yeah. And I bought a new crystal. It's the iolite.
Yes.
It's I connect with it so deeply. It helps, I don't know, like there's so much like healing properties to it, but it makes me feel really calm and less anxious. It also helps to cleanse your kidneys. Like it even looks like a little kidney. So it actually helps with healing your body. So I've been having it around because I'm about to do another cleanse. So I've been keeping it around with me. I don't know. I felt the need to just buy a new crystal. And this is actually some subscriber told me about it, and it just like really caught my attention. So thank you. I forget who said to get an iolite. But they're gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really beautiful. It matches your painting behind.
Yeah, well, that's a tapestry. It's like a little like cloth.
Correct, yeah. But it's got the similar blues in it. And look, it's throat. It's blue. It's communication.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice.
So exciting that you're going out. I'm going to make sun-dried tomato bread.
Oh, hey, did you make your sun-dried tomatoes? You said you were going to make them.
It went moldy. It was too damp.
Oh, that's too bad.
It was really sad. I could do it again, but I don't want to waste food.
Yeah.
So we went to Thoth, the main city, the other day for the area, for the state, because I had to have a dentist scan. And so we went to a big supermarket there, and I found sun-dried tomatoes. So I'm soaking them in water, and I'm going to use the water in the bread.
Good.
And create something delicious.
Actually, my friend Galina, who you talked to last week.
Yeah.
She made her own bread.
Galina.
Yes. Hi, Gali. Actually, I'm seeing her today as well.
Hey.
And she made me dinner. She made me a delicious dinner, and she made her own bread. And she also cultivated her own yeast.
Yes, we're doing that here. We started.
Yeah.
I always had sourdoughs that I grew, and I took them everywhere with me. But when you get on a plane, you can't do it, and I had to throw them away.
Oh, that's sad.
About 6 years.
Wow.
It was very sad.
Wow.
Well, we're making one here. We started it yesterday.
Do they take a long time?
10 days.
Okay.
All you do is you put 75 grams of flour and 75 mils of water, and you stir it together in a big kiln jar, and you repeat it for 10 days. On day 4, it stinks because you get bad bacteria working together, and it really goes off. And then by day 10, it reaches a perfect balance where the good bacteria always wins.
Wow.
Okay.
That's so cool.
it becomes a fermented sourdough, and you can make bread with it. You don't need any yeast.
Yeah, her bread was really good, and it was really nice and soft and moist. I like it, and it was thick too, which I like. I like my bread like nice and chewy.
Yeah, no, sourdough bread is much chewier.
Yeah, I like
It's a whole different kind of process. It ferments for many hours. Gorgeous.
So nice. You should do a bread making video.
Yeah, do you know, I used to have one. I did one for a friend of mine, and I was going to put it online. I don't think I've got it anymore. I think I had to throw it away because my iPad storage got full. But
I would totally watch it.
Yeah, at some point I will.
Yeah.
We can do food with Russ.
Yeah. Rustling around.
Maybe I need to do that when I've got my teeth fixed.
Yeah, eating with braces is interesting.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's like I'll have food everywhere. Oh, it's just disgusting. And I have to brush everywhere because I have to brush my immediately because it'll get bad, you know.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm supposedly going in to have done is to have the last few teeth I have remaining removed, and then metal bars put in so that a whole new set of implants can be placed on them. Oh, and it's not something I'm looking forward to, but it's something I have to do because I can't do food. There's no, everything I have to make has to be soft, and it's bad. And that's gonna, I mean, you're gonna totally improve and have new foods that you can eat for your biome that I'm sure your biome wants. Yes, yes. That's what we did in the dream. The temple dream. Yes, exactly. And I need that. That's why I kind of said in that dream, I like that dream. It's just like, I'll have anything to do with food if I can start eating it again. Because I'm having to chew sometimes on just one tooth. It's a nightmare. And what is interesting though is because it's been a process that's been happening to me for a few years, knowing that I'm coming closer to having an energy of it beginning to be fixed, because it has to be done in over several months. But there's like a leche energy of anxiety just pouring out of me, which I wasn't really aware of, that I was kind of suppressing, I guess, that I didn't think I was. I thought I was bringing my loss of teeth to the light and talking about it, but there was a whole other layer underneath. The day after I saw the really nice dentist, I passed out when I got back. Just collapsed. Oh, you're back. I cut out. I'm just gonna change my candle. Oh, you must watch that film Stardust. Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, because it's about a fallen star, and in it they have a Babylon candle, which is a black candle that you can use to move through time. Oh yes, you were telling me. Yeah, I love my black candles. It's on Amazon wish list if anyone wants to buy me more black candles. Yeah, they're beautiful. They're really beautiful. They are. I love them. I just think there's something so elegant about them. Mm-hmm. Like I have the white ones, but I don't like using. I don't know why. I'm just not drawn to them. It's like illuminate your shadows. Yeah, and look at the way the light hits. So different. Yeah. And I like the wax that it makes, and it shapes different when it falls. It's so thick and it forms different shapes on the candle holder. Yeah. It's a proper old-fashioned candle holder where you walk. Yeah, I know. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I have to get this. Would it be possible to put water in it? Maybe. I never tried. Right now it's filled with wax, like yeah, but it might be able to, it's still, you can see the wax right there. Yeah, but it might make nice reflections and you might scry some interesting images. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that. Just for a try. It's worth a little. pop.
Yeah. I had this vision that I was going to do candle readings, and I had an earth bowl with just soil from the earth, and I put it in the bowl, and I lit the candle, and I let the wax drop on the earth to form different shapes, and I would read how they fell and the different forms. And I don't know, it was a dream that I had, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. Like, maybe am I supposed to read that? How am I supposed to read that? But I don't know, maybe I'll give it a try.
Yeah, it's interesting because in terms of rituals, this new moon being in Aquarius on Tuesday is a new moon in air. So it feels like if you have wishes that you want to make for the new year, you need to write them on bits of fabric and pin them to trees so that they're carried into the wind. So often people do stories where they, they write things down and burn them, but this isn't about that. It's about wind. It's about letting your messages go to the wind.
I used to write things down and burn them, and I actually stopped doing that. Since you told me that story, I stopped doing that. Now I want to do that in the wind, but then I'm like, I stopped myself because I'm like, what if I write something down and my neighbor gets it on their yard and they pull it up and they're like, what? I'm like, who's this gonna
You can make wonderful wishes for the collective of humanity.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in that.
No, I know.
And then, and then the next one will be the full moon, which is really important in 2 weeks. And that is fire and earth, because it's the Aquarian new moon going into Leo.
Yeah.
So that will be that idea of maybe you leave the fabric blowing in the wind, and then on the full moon you burn it.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's another thing. I feel like we could do maybe ritual spreads or something like that, because I know new rituals has been coming out a lot.
I think a lot of the time we need to understand how new moons are a single energy. So the next new moon after this one will be a new moon in Pisces. So that would be water. So you would want to do that notion of writing in watercolor and letting the piece of paper be bled of all its information. And then you get with a full moon, you get the energy of two elements, because you get the new moon's original frequency, plus you get its opposite.
It's really cool.
And so each one comes with a different kind of energy. It might be drawing on the earth and pouring water over the earth. It could be taking something very watery. The one that always fascinates me is a water and fire. I don't know what that ritual would be yet, but that's maybe something you could all think about.
Oh, that's really cool. Water and fire.
Yeah, because whatever you
Or you could do like ice, like you can freeze the water and do something with that.
Yes, that would be nice too. Melt it.
Yeah, to melt it
with the flame.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You could make yourself a piece of ice, and then you could etch on it with a hot, piece of metal, right?
Yeah.
And then for the moon ritual, put candles underneath it and let it melt.
Yeah, I was also
help in your country at the moment, it wouldn't melt.
I was thinking, you could just leave it outside instead of your freezer. I was thinking even like having a piece of paper, write something down and put it in the water and let it ice over.
Yeah.
And it's almost like if you feel like you have an energy that is frozen, or if you have an energy that you want to release or melt away, it's like write that down, put it in the water, let it freeze over, and then use the fire to melt and purify it to release it.
Yes. And also we have to remember that each come with a different cardinal energy, fixed, and cardinal, that notion that they all come with a different energy.
Maybe that's going to be our next thing.
people need new moon rituals because people are stuck in that just burning everything. And I think if you use the wrong elements, the magic won't happen. You need to work with each moon's frequency.
Yeah.
Really important.
Yeah.
And it's interesting here because the moon, because we're so near the equator here, the moon rises and just goes directly overhead. Whereas when it used to be, it would kind of cross the sky.
Yeah, that's what happens here. Yeah. It goes up a little bit and then
sometimes
it's way across. Yeah. It's usually through this window here when I'm sitting. And then when I go to sleep, it's through my front window into my bedroom. And it's nice because I like it because my bed's right there. And so sometimes the moonlight will hit me when I sleep.
It's really lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my favorite. I actually sleep the best. It's so comforting.
I went into the bathroom the other night and I was like, there's a moon somewhere because I could see moonlight on the floor. So you kind of move your hand trying to trace where it's coming from to locate where and I found it just outside. But yeah,
that's so beautiful.
If it's a silvery light, it's different.
Yeah.
And it's good to put crystals in moonlight.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't done that in a while. I'll do that soon. Oh, Bunny's looking at me. She's hungry. I have to feed her. I have to take her. I'm hungry. She's hungry. I have to take her outside and then I have to go.
Well, thank you for joining me today. That was gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you.
With our dreams.
I know. It was so nice.
Yeah.
Don't forget to stop recording.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then so it'll save properly.
Yeah, it usually does. I think you have to stop the recording and then you have to end the meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so wassail everybody. I'm going to stop the recording now. Bye.
Bye.